I don't know about you, but when I'm looking for a new product or a service, I like to do my research online, and I like to do it at my own pace. That's where demo videos come into play. They provide education to your audience that's accessible and available when they're ready. They also offer prospects the opportunity to see what your product actually looks like and see how it really works. Demo videos can take a load off your sales team and support staff while also helping to qualify prospects early on in the deal cycle. This is the type of video someone might share with their boss for approval to buy your product. They should be easy to follow and, if done right, entertaining. Demo videos can be pre-recorded to walk viewers through your product step by step, using screen sharing, B-roll footage, and animation to illustrate your point. For a more personal feel, you can use Vidyard to demonstrate exactly how your product looks and works from your user's point of view. Post your demo videos to product pages on your website or send them in emails to prospects and customers. If you want your audience to be able to ask questions in real time, a live demo might be your best choice. For this route, you'll want to set up a pre-scheduled video conference call. However you produce your demo video, keep it simple. Identify what information your audience needs to know and communicate it in the easiest way possible. Hey, I'm Blake Smith, the creative director here at Vidyard, and to my left is
Matthew King. I'm the video production manager at Vidyard.
So now that we just learned about what demo videos are, we're going to look at an example of a demo video. And in this demonstration, we have Hootsuite's demo. And with this video, they are showing us how to use their streams for social listening. So that being said, Matt,
Dive right in.
Hootsuite streams offer an easy way to engage with your audience and keep track of social activities happening across all your social channels.
So right off the bat, we're seeing a laptop and we're seeing their UI being portrayed in a more conceptual way, which is very nice. With the voiceover and whatnot, it's essentially just helping the viewer get established to what they're trying to get across in this demo and showcase it in a lighter way so you're not being overwhelmed with clutter and information. It's just a nice approach to ease into the idea that they're going to be sharing with you in this demo video.
You bet.
In one place, you monitor things like conversations, mentions, keywords, and hashtags, and respond right away, rather than visiting all your social profiles individually. If this is your first time in streams, select an option and pick which stream you want to add. If you're unsure, we recommend starting with My Posts and Mentions to see how people are directly.
So right here, this is something I really appreciate when it comes to demo videos. I've seen a variety, I've made a variety of demo videos. But this right here is a great example of guiding your viewer through the experience. Yeah. There's times that I've seen demo videos being made that are just, you know, the flat screen recording and there's really no motion to it. Yeah. It really forces your viewer to have to pay attention and follow along what's happening, because sometimes that's all it is just a cursor moving along. And that cursor can be pretty small, so it's hard to follow. Now, I know there are ways that some tools have integrated like a ripple or type thing.
Yeah, so you can see when the clicks happen and things like that, yeah.
But I guess from a production standpoint, I feel this goes a much longer way because you have the ability to zoom in and whatnot, and really focus in on that part of the product that you're talking about.
100%, yeah.
Engaging with your brand on social media. Click Add to Dashboard to finalize. After this, additional streams can be added as needed. Once a stream is added, notice that the engagement metrics for each of your posts are also visible. From here, you can easily engage in conversations by resharing, commenting, and liking posts. Search streams empower you to undertake ongoing monitoring of things like hashtags and keywords. Once you set up your searches.
So I'm having a bit of a inner turmoil with myself when I'm watching this. Now, I don't think it's bad, Because as I mentioned before, like they use the conceptual stuff when, I guess, establishing an idea or just what the practice is within the function of the product. But I just can't get over the mix of conceptual and actual product shots,
Yeah,
like
when you're
of the actual
seeing-
UI when they're diving into the demo.
Yeah, the less simplified versions of the graphics and everything with lots of text heavy, right, out of nowhere. So yeah, I agree. I feel the same way, that I feel like there's ways of still featuring the elements that need a little bit more text and less of that conceptual and a little bit more in-depth to the actual product. But there's a lot of that screen that could still be that conceptual, simplified version of the graphics to keep people kind of focused on that exact piece and not the rest of the screen at that time.
Yeah, and it just, from my experience, it's just, to me, it's just, I try to keep things consistent.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying it's done poorly. It still comes across clean. The animations are still very clean. It was just something I struggle with and scratch my head about. Was what was the logic behind it? I'm not really saying this is a wrong way or there's a right way. It's just me really thinking to myself, like, what was the logic behind the mix of conceptual versus actual product UI?
Yeah, I think it's more of a consistency thing, right? Pick one over the other kind of thing and try and stick with that kind of style.
The search results will be continually updated in the streams. Different networks can be searched in different ways. Those with Instagram business accounts can search up to 30 unique hashtags in a 7-day period.
So right there we saw some typography on screen. It really just helps drive home messages or just things to remember as it's throwing numbers at you. Like you can see it within the copy within the product, but it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
And that was one thing they wanted you to take away from this. So the fact that they animate text on screen really drives home the information they want you to remember.
You bet, it's a key feature that they want to show off. Yep.
And then easily join relevant conversations. For Facebook, you can set up streams to monitor the activities of your competitors or strategic partners. You can search Twitter using relevant keywords or hashtags. For example, monitor positive mentions using terms that include your brand name and the keywords "love it." When adding search terms, do not use commas to separate terms. Instead, use spaces, which provide results that include all terms. To pull results that contain either term, type "or."
So I think this is a great way of using typography, motion graphics within a demo video, because it's not your standard practice within a demo video, but it is demonstrating how the function works.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a very clever way of going about it. Like it's super simple, like it's nothing like fancy about it. It's just the fact that the text is moving to really, again, drive home what the voiceover is getting across. So
Yeah, I think that's what a good demo should be, right? It shouldn't be overly flashy per se. It should be more about keeping things simple and very straightforward and obvious, because that's the point of a demo, is to give people the details that they need, right? As opposed to being kind of like lost in the weeds with a lot of other things that they have to try and, you know, pay attention to or not pay attention to and focus on. So this does a great job of really hyper-focusing on the exact thing that you need to see an example of playing out.
If you're looking for a specific phrase, use quotation marks. Another tip when selecting your search terms is to spend time thinking about how people mention your brand day to day, such as popular abbreviations, as well as any common misspellings. Once you've selected your terms, click Search. After a stream is live, you can modify your search terms if needed. Within a hashtag stream, you can filter even further by follower size or additional keywords. Now that you have a number of streams set up, notice that they are housed within a tab. Tabs are useful for organizing streams. You can add multiple tabs to group streams together by social network, campaign, engagement, or search type.
So again, it's going back to that conceptual approach.
Yeah.
And this is the third time we're talking about it during this breakdown, and like it works. Like what they're trying to get across here, it works because they're showing how the UI will adapt and change based off the inputs that you're making within their product.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and it makes sense. You get the point
Totally.
of what happens when you do this.
You bet.
But again, it's just why the mix of conceptual versus actual product UI, don't know. Again, it's not a make or break type thing. It's just more of a, I guess, as you said, a consistency thing. So, but that being said, I still think the animations are very clean when they show this concept-based stuff, especially for this point that they're trying to demonstrate, being that the UI will change and the streams will adapt to the inputs that you make.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see the colors change as depending on what topic it's on or what kind of header it's supposed to be kind of negating or including and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Each tab can hold up to 10 streams. To create a new tab, click the plus sign and rename it. Now add streams within this tab in the usual way. Many Hootsuite users start out by creating a dedicated tab for each of the social networks they manage. As you gain experience with Hootsuite, you'll likely start organizing your tabs and streams in a way that best fits with your social media goals.
So the last thing I want to say about this video is the voiceover there. It's very soft, very lightly spoken. Now the one thing I noticed with that is I didn't, and because I've watched this a couple times now, and even now having seen it a couple times, the voiceover doesn't really tail off, and I don't get that sense of closure with it.
Yeah.
You know
I feel
what I mean?
like I feel like there's maybe more to the voiceover than what was in this video. Yeah. So I mean that's probably a creative thing that could have been kind of like tweaked a little bit based on a couple more takes to have like a nice solid finish on there. Maybe they took out a piece and then they decided to end it early, so maybe there's one more sentence. But yeah, I agree with you. I see that.
So that was the Hootsuite demo video, and yeah, I think like it does the trick. Like that's what demo videos are, right?
Absolutely.
Like there's nothing, fancy about it because it's primarily the purpose of it is to demonstrate how your product functions.
Yeah, if I have like kabooms and wishes and whirs and explosions, all that kind of stuff, it's gonna take away from me just kind of understanding the practical use of a specific tool within a product. So it's effective in showing that, and that's its purpose.
So now that we just looked at an example of a demo video, this one being by Hootsuite, it just really comes to show that demo videos do have a place. They provide your audience, your viewers, a little bit more detail into what your products can offer. Or it can even dive a little bit deeper into features. So it has that layer system to it because you can have a demo maybe about your product as a whole, but you could also have demo videos that dive into specific features. But that being said, you don't want to make it too long. Demo videos, this one was 3.5 minutes. And that's good because when it comes to the buyer's journey, someone who is looking to buy your product, when they're viewing demo videos, they're closer to the buying decision. So whether they're mid to bottom funnel, they want to know these details. It's the type of stuff they are more inclined to knowing because it's that type of stuff because they may be comparing your product to say something else.
That's right.
Or someone else's product. So being able to provide that information in somewhat of a easier consumable format, that's not say a 10-minute, because yes, there is that next level where you could maybe book a demo with someone from that business where they can actually walk them through the product, spend that 30 minutes with them.
That's right.
Whereas this, it's just a high-level glance at all those details that can be offered.
Yeah, and as we kind of alluded to again, you know, if you're focusing on a specific feature, do your best to kind of simplify the rest of the visuals so that it kind of hones in on the specific feature, and that viewers don't get lost in the rest of the details that could be on that screen at any point in time. So do your best to kind of focus on that, simplify the rest of the details for when they're a little bit more pertinent later on, and chances are your demo is going to be just a little bit more effective when somebody's watching it and making that decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's many tools to go about when you're creating a demo video, but at the basic level, you can just do a screen recording. As we kind of touched on, it's coming from video producers. It's not the ideal route, but it is a way to do it. And if you're just looking at starting creating demo videos, that is a great way to start. And then, because even with computers at a higher resolution now, you can record at a higher resolution, and that's how they achieved it with this, with those zoom in, those camera movements, is doing something like that. You record maybe at 1920 by 1080 or even 4K, because some monitors, like we have IMAX, and we can record at that resolution. And if you scale that down in, say, an editing timeline, or a sequence that is at a smaller resolution, you do have that ability to zoom in and out.
Yeah, scale up to those specific things that you're trying to show, and then scale back out to show the overall visual, and then scale back into another spot. Yeah, it keeps people focused in on that specific detail.
So I guess when it comes to creating a demo video, do provide that detail, but at the same time, keep it simple to some degree.
That's right.
All right.
Good luck.
Take care.
Bye.